Aloha, and Tashi Delay from Kauai Tibetan Buddhist Dharma Center here on the island of Kauai. We present this class every Thursday night, 6 to 8 o'clock, and Zoom it globally, and then record it on our website for those people in different time zones. KauaiDharma.org is our website. I'm Lama Tashi. When we present these classes, it's to give people a situation where they can improve themselves through meditation and other practices. And when we use our mind
You don't have to worry about it.
as the focus of the practice, it's to transform it. Because the mind has two natures. It has the drama mind, which we all have, we call the relative mind. And then it has the wisdom mind. And both of these are embedded, they're innate in the same consciousness. And the purpose of this class is to help people to move from the pain and suffering of the drama mind into a state of liberation and healing using the wisdom nature. And the question was asked to me today, why is it important to focus on the breath? Well, this is Yoga Week. I think there's 8 days of international yoga being celebrated. But yoga is about methods of focus and disciplining the body to heal. And the word yoga simply means discipline. And that's what we're doing, disciplining our own situation, just as it is, good or bad. And we have the understanding that all sentient beings, and the term sentient beings means all the humans, all the animals, all the spirits are in the same state of conditioned existence. And all of these are what we call contained in the drama mind. And all of them have emotional preoccupation with that program and themselves and the world around them. And that's okay, but in Tibetan Buddhism, we have the understanding that all of that is the way it is. And the world is nature, natural. And the wisdom nature of your mind is called the natural mind. So when we use these practices, however we use them, with the guidance of the teacher, which is important, then you can safely and slowly and deliberately move your consciousness away from the selfish I, me, mine, egotistical situation into one that's more appropriate. Okay, that's one question answered, I hope. The other question that was asked me about the class, why do we do the 3 lights breathing, and why is that different with the 5 elements practice, which we start our class with, compared to the 3 lights breathing that we use when we connect to the deity? And that's a very good question. For this reason, we have the Hinayana approach, which is like religion, like Hinduism and other religious traditions. And the Hinayana approach, mostly people think they're going to get themselves out of this situation. by themselves. But in our form of practice, that doesn't treat the cause of this self-centered, egotistical mind dealing with dis-ease. Now, dis-ease is two words, dis-ease. And it applies physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and economically. And I like to add the word economically because wealth is part of the equation, support on the outer level. And that's appropriate. But the most important of these four, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual, is the spiritual. And the spiritual is called Mahayana. Maha means great, Yana means vehicle. And Mahayana simply means that all of what we do is to benefit everybody else and our environment. Understanding that the self is not left out because there's no such thing as separation. So that's Mahayana. So the breathing of the three lights meditation with the 5 elements is simply the code of the white, red, and blue lights. But when you do the Mahayana practices, sutras and tantras, then the code improves the vibration of sound itself. Then we use those same 3 lights with the altruistic motivation and the guidance of a lama or guru. Then we add the 3 sounds, Om, Ah, and Hum. And there's great power in that. Now, power is appropriate. Power is energy in motion. But without compassion and insight, or a practice that identifies your mission, we say motivation, is to benefit infinite living beings. And I mean, for instance, all the animals on this planet, which are uncountable. That's where the word infinite comes in. We're all the humans on this planet. We're pushing 8 billion. And how about all the spirits? Ooh, now we're getting into a state of sentient beings that people must understand that the spirit world is infinite, because it's not just located in the planet, in our bodies, in everything around it, but these sentient beings pervade the whole universe. And we're talking about the spirits of the heavenly realms and the lower realms. We say we have categories of 4, but they're all included in our practice. Why? Because we need to befriend them. And in the process of doing that with the Mahayana practice, that friendship greatly improves the quality of your healing, your practice. And in the Mahayana tradition, we have what we call Dakini. When we invoke the Dakinis with these 3 sounds, Om, Ah, and Hum, we're invoking the energy of our mind in such a powerful way that what's appropriate for you, they take care of. And you have to trust that. But in order to trust that, you have to learn the foundation, how to meditate, how to use your imagination, how to do these practices. So all of that, 2 breaths. The common breath, which everybody has used in yoga, and the 3 lights meditation with the 5 elements healing, which is about our body and mental process. And the three lights breathing with the Om, Ah, and Hum to increase the energy of the healing and make a very strong connection to our inner nature. Meditation, mind. A lot of you have this book, Perfect Wisdom. And these are many different teachers. This is a condensed form of several teachers and techniques. But in one section on page 131, it's called the Old Vajra. Well, that's me. I'm the Old Vajra. I'm 84.
That's great.
And I like it. But this is what this teaching is about. He says, whatever you may cling to, the simplicity is to let it go. When you have this insight and ability to do that everything is just this process of letting go. No one will find an insight teaching superior to this condensed one. Then he says, when you practice, it is of utmost importance in meditation simply to let your mind remain uncontrived. This simply means as various thought forms, whether wholesome or unwholesome, unfold, this is simply the display of this mind. Allow them just to be as they are, uncontrived. Do not attempt to reject or accept any of what arises as thoughts, or approve or disapprove. By letting them be in this way, everything will assist you in letting the innate pristine wakefulness of your own true nature dawn. Of course, for this to dawn properly, you must receive the instructions that the realized state of wakefulness is a transmission of the Buddha and all the teachers of India, Tibet, and in the world today that have used this teaching to awake. The receiving of such a blessing depends entirely upon you, the disciple, with trust and devotion to your teacher and to the lineage and to the Buddha nature of your own self-awareness. Please keep this in mind. And that's at the bottom of the page of Perfect Clarity at 132. Now I could read this at every stage of the practices tonight, but we'll see what happens without it. Now we practice. Tonight we're doing the practices of the Chenrezig with the Powa consciousness transference attack. And that will be the second half or second part of the class. To start the practice, we take refuge. And I'm going to read it from the Chenrezig text. The first and most important thought is called the altruistic motivation. And I point out that this is unique in Tibetan Buddhist practice. That everything we do is for the benefit of all sentient beings, our mother. And when we say that, you've reached the heart of enlightenment. And you made a commitment that is extremely powerful. In order to attain enlightenment for ourselves and limitless sentient beings, our mothers, we now all together take refuge and offer prostration. I'm going to chant that in Sanskrit so that the spirits that are attending with us tonight join us. Dagdan Jowa Nampe Dagdan Yampe Samchan Tamche Yudine Junde Jisu Jenchu Nimpo Lachi Bibardu. Then we say the refuge prayer in Sanskrit. Valden Lama Dampa Namla Chapsu Chio Yedam Chokor Gilatsu Nama Chapsu Chio Sanjay Chom Dende Nama Chapsu Chio Nampe Chur Nama Chapsu Chio Valpe Gandu Nama Chapsu Chio Vao Gandro Chokyo Shumeng Shurishe Ki Shendam Dimpa Namla Chapsu Chio. Then we say it in Canadian. We go for refuge to all the glorious holy ones. We go for refuge to all the idams, the deities gathered in our mandala. We go for refuge to all the Buddhas, those who have conquered the mind and gone beyond. We go for refuge to all of this supreme Dharma. We go for refuge to all the noble Sangha. And we go for refuge to all the Dakas and the Dakinis, who are the protectors and defenders of the Dharma. All of these possess the eye of transcending awareness. Transcending awareness, simply put, is wisdom, insight. Then we do the Bodhisattva prayer in Sanskrit and say it in English. Sanjay Chodam Choki Chodam Janju Adu Dani Chansu Dari Jinsu Jipe Sona Goma Kenju Sanjay Jupam. Through the Buddha, Dharma, and this Supreme Assembly, we go for refuge until enlightenment. May I, through the merit gained from practicing the 6 perfections, accomplish literally for the sake of all sentient beings. I'll say that again. With the Buddha, Dharma, and this Supreme Assembly, go for refuge until enlightenment. May I, through merit gained from practicing the 6 perfections, accomplish Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. Now, the 6 Bodhisattva disciplines are generosity, morality. Morality is practiced together with the discipline of ethics and good manners. The third discipline is patience. The fourth is diligence in these three practices and in meditation, which is the fifth. And diligence in meditation is the ability to use the imagination together with focus. The sixth one is these five together lead to what is called insight, discovering our own true natural state of highest awareness. When we practice using these six disciplines, it's not only on the worldly level of what these six generate, but also in the wisdom nature of your own mind, which is the depth of the insight, which is called higher intelligence. Now, this word intelligence is not about smart. Being smart is worldly. Intelligence, or higher states of intelligence, is how to use that being smart in a way that's appropriate for every sentient being and the environment of the world around. And that word appropriate has to define everything that you say, think, and do. So these six perfections, generosity, morality, patience, perseverance, meditative concentration or focus, and the development of insight, is the nature of all of our practices. And we take refuge in that. Let's meditate. Sit in a comfortable position, in a chair or on a cushion, back straight, head slightly tilted. Hands in your lap or on your knee. Head slightly tilted forward, mouth closed if possible. Breathe through your nose. Eyes maybe half closed, and soften the gaze to the space and light about arm's length in front, about 2 feet in front. Not too close and not to an object. When you have these positions, then simply bring your focus, your awareness to your breath. Start by focusing on the diaphragm contracting with the inhale and expanding with the exhale. Then bring your awareness to the air that you're inhaling, coming into your lungs as white light. Visualize that. Then the middle breath is the absorption breath that is spontaneously generating the energies of the elements in the air to every cell in your body. As this takes place, see flashing red light through your foreign body to every cell. If possible, even your hair. Then to take the code of these two lights and these two breaths and generate the exhale as blue light to space. And this is a powerful healing breath that goes with your motivation to benefit limitless beings throughout space. Again, Inhale white light, fill your lungs. The absorption breath of the energy through your body is visualized as red light in a flash through every cell. Take the code of these two breaths and these two lights, and the exhale is the blue light to space, like the sky. As you breathe like this with these three lights, count to yourself 21 breaths. When you reach the 21st count, take your focus off of the breath and gather the three lights, the white, red, and blue, and imagine them to contract all together into a tiny point of light, and place that in your heart chakra in the center of your chest, in the central channel of your life force. This is called a bindu or tigli, energy center. The moment you place this light, this point of light, it immediately merges with the infinite light of boundless space. So simply be present for a few moments and relax in that nature of your consciousness. Space. Be present in this state of contemplation. Then from this dimension, again, invent the particle in your heart center and visualize it to grow into a small sphere of clear light. And in this way, you enter into the nature of our three-dimensional universe. Focusing on that small sphere of clear light, expand it into one of the symbols of the five elements we use for the five elements healing practice. Tonight, I'm choosing the element space. So we have earth, water, fire, air, and space. These five cannot be separate, but for healing purposes, we use predominant one is space. It's visualized as a small sphere about the size of your thumbnail in your heart center. And we use this symbol by labeling it what it is, space. Then visualize it to move out in front of your chest and up before your eye, 2 feet in front. Then imagine it to grow in size large enough, maybe about the size of a small room, with your physical body sitting inside this white sphere of light labeled space. The next step is to share this healing energy by imagining this white sphere of light to grow in size to completely enclose an area 50 miles in diameter of where you are practicing. Your city, your town. Here on Kauai, we visualize the island and some surrounding ocean inside the white sphere. Then visualize it to grow in size to completely enclose Mother Earth, including her atmosphere. Keeping imagination and focus together, expand it in size to completely enclose our solar system. Enclosing an area of billions of miles in diameter in every direction. Then expand it in size to completely enclose our spiral disc-shaped galaxy. Then move beyond the boundaries of your conceptual awareness and merge it with boundless space. No meditation. Simply relax in this dimension of this element with no center and no boundary. Be present. Whatever arises is the nature of this element. In having contemplated this dimension of being with your awareness, return and again Imagine the sphere, the white sphere enclosing our galaxy. Shrink it in size to just enclosing the solar system. Smaller and smaller to just enclosing Mother Earth. Smaller to just enclosing this island of Kauai and surrounding ocean. Then infinitely smaller to just enclosing your form, just as you are, sitting inside or standing or laying down, just as you are. Using the powerful psychic energy of your own mind to bring all that life force and healing energy into your situation. To end the practice, visualize the sphere to again return to its middle, small size in front of your eye. Imagine it to move to chest level and into your heart chakra. Shrink it in size to a tiny particle of light and rest in the all ground of space. No meditation. Just be present and aware. Then bring this awareness to in front of your eyes and spread it into your area of influence. Bring your hands, palms together in front of your heart chakra and dedicate any positive or appropriate results of this to the benefit of all sentient beings, your mother. Now we proceed to the second part of the class, which we call the path of skillful means. And since we have the text that the Lamas have helped us to produce for our Dharma Center of the Chenrezig, we'll read from it. And then before we start the actual practice, we're going to receive the empowerment of this practice and its connection to the wisdom nature of our own minds, which we will use skillfully with this Chenrezig practice, doing POWA, consciousness transference to space. We'll start at the bottom of the page 1. Bodhisattva, whose white body is not closed by thought, whose head is adorned by a perfect Buddha, Amitabha, who looks upon all beings with eyes of compassion. To the Chenrezig, I pay homage. Now, this Amitabha is an energy field of boundless light. And the name Amitabha is not made up. It actually existed in the lineage of the Buddhas, this Amitabha as a human. And infinite light is your true nature. Why? Because it's the nature of everything. It's the nature of your body, your thoughts, everything in the world that exists around you. And it, together with 4 other energy fields called Buddha fields, we involve ourselves with these practices. So making this connection, again, sit with your back straight, focusing on your breath. Visualize your root Lama, the one that you are most following his or her advice, as a representation of the original Buddha Shakyamuni and all of the teachers who use these teachings to attain wisdom of India, Tibet, and those present in the world today, represented by this symbol of this teacher, life-size, in front of you. Visualize it from the teacher's forehead. White light comes into your forehead with the sound Om. This is the permission or empowerment to receive the mind of the Lama as the deity, the bliss energy body of the deity, in this case, Chenrezig. Then visualize red light from the Lama's throat in front into your throat with the sound Ah. This is the transmission of all of the sounds and symbols of all the practices of Tibetan Buddhism, and in particular, the mantra of the deity, which we will use tonight, Om Mani Padme Hum. Then blue light from the Lama's throat, heart chakra to your heart chakra, is the wisdom transmission of all the knowledge necessary to progress with these practices to full liberation as a Buddha. And you get that blue light transmission with the sound Hum. And Hum, this Hum symbol is the energy symbol of infinite healing. Treating not only the appearance of the disease, but the cause. And when you can see these 3 lights shining simultaneously into your place with the Om, Ah, and Hum established in the central channel of your life force, the teacher in front melts into you like water into water. And this is the fourth empowerment of union. Of all the discipline of the teacher becoming available to you, through your body, speech, and mind. Then, with your breath, before we start the actual practice, empower your body, speech, and mind with the three lights and the three sounds of Om, Ah, and Hum. To do that, with your inhale, visualize white light of the air and all the elements entering into your lungs as white light. And hear the sound Om. Then the middle breath, the absorption breath, is the red light energy to every cell in your body. Hear the sound of that energy is Ah. And the combination of these two breaths and vibrations are the exhale of the blue wisdom light out to all beings in space with the sound Hum. And before we proceed, to give you a taste, we'll chant these three sounds. Om, Ah. If you can, with all with one breath. Om, Ah. And visualize the three lights in the three places in your body: head, throat, and heart chakra. Om, Ah. Again. Om. Then return to the visualization of your body with the three lights in the central channel, and visualize the white Om sphere in your head move down the central channel to your throat and merge with the red Ah. Then these two vibrations together, spheres of energy, move down the central channel and merge with the blue Hum in your heart chakra. With these three in union, they develop into the sound Hri, H-R-I, which is the sound of the deity, which is visualized in your heart chakra as red light on a white background in the sky of your mind, in a blue energy field. And this Hri, this vibration, is essence of the infinite light of boundless space, which, as we said before, is the energy field of Amitabha Buddha. But for us in Bodhisattva training, it becomes the energy field of the Chenrezig. It is called Dewa Chen, Diva Mind of Bliss. Then light goes out from this Hri in your heart center to all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Lamas, deities, protectors, Dakini, all the lineage masters, all the way back 2,600 years to Shakyamuni Buddha. Then all of that energy is returned to you into the Hri in your heart center. You immediately become the four-armed bodhisattvas of Avalokiteshvara, Chenrezig, which is pictured here. And he is dressed in silks and jewels, which is the energy of the elements and the bodhisattva disciplines. 5-jewel crown is the 5 bodhisattva energy fields, 5 dhyana Buddhas. A lotus blooming by his left ear, held with the left hand, is a symbol of taking birth.
Oh,
Hi. Hi, Carl.
it's not.
The runny nose. Oh. Come back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Word. Don't lock it. Don't lock it. Then the right hand is a symbol of the mala as the discipline of the Vajra tradition of mantra. Hinayana developing into the Vajrayana practice with the deity. And he has 2 hands folded together in devotion and respect, honor to all the lamas and teachers and all of their deity symbols. He sits on a lotus sun and moon disk, which symbolizes his taking birth in the human condition, which is what this lotus also symbolizes. And an empty mirror is shown below, which is the nature of your mind as wisdom, voidness. And that is the nature of the deity, to help you to penetrate this illusion of everything being solid, fixed, and permanent, which it is not. And it takes birth in a human setting with the sun and moon in the sky and beautiful nature around it. When you can see this deity in color as your replacement for your physical form in 3D, then the 3 sounds Om, On, Hum, and the 3 in your heart center all resonate together. Then as the energy spreads through your physical form as the deity, then you see your mother in front as Chenrezig, the one who created you out of the element. Then your relatives, fathers, friends, relatives, all beings you have karma with, this life, pets, enemies, as this deity. Then you're projected to the 7 billion humans, or 8, on the planet today. Then you're projected to all the animals in the ocean and on the land, become Chenrezig, the bliss energy of your own wisdom nature. Then you're directed to the 4 spirit world that inhabit the entire phenomenal world of space. Once you visualize all these beings, sentient beings, as this deity, your mind is filled with this imaginary mandala of light and love, compassion and insight. This causes the heart mantra to appear in 6 syllables around the free in a sphere of 5 colored light. Each of these 6 syllables is a different color. And they rotate when you sound this mantra, Om Mani Padme Hum, clockwise. The free and the vibration of the mantras fill your visualized body of Chenrezig and emanate healing light outward to the world around you and the beings in it. Visualizing like this, we sound the mantra. I'm going to count 108 repetitions of the mantra with this mala of 108 beads. And we do this all together. Sound the mantra. Om Mani Padme Hum. 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 Om Mani Breathe. Now, before we finish the last of the count, as you visualize all sentient beings in your mandala as Chenrezig, everything that you are doing, they're doing. So this greatly increases the power of the practice. So think like that and say the mantra. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. 3. Now the 3, this creation sound is connecting you to the infinite capacity of the energy of light through boundless space as being the energy of everything, everything you see with your eyes or imagine, everything you sense or feel, and everything that you physically and mentally touch or connect to, and every thought that arises. But most importantly, you are establishing with this mantra and this visualization of this mandala of Chenrezig a state of presence. And in this state of infinite presence, you're activating your wisdom nature of pure awareness. And this moves you from the judgmental mind of the drama world gently into the energy field of awareness itself as higher intelligence based on this altruistic presentation of compassion, loving kindness, insight, and power. Now, in the tradition of the Lamas, as they develop this, I will have to say, more intelligent way of being in the world, this moves out of the ordinary state of relative awareness, which is fixating on a self existing separate from everybody else, everything else, into this state of unity, which is vivid awareness as higher intelligence. And to get a handle on that, we use the deity in a practice of higher development of this intelligence called consciousness transference at the moment of leaving the body, or powwow. And it's very similar to the experience of what happens when you go to sleep and evolve into the dream state. But in the Tibetan tradition, when you leave this body, you want to leave it in a state of, with the state of developing higher intelligence as you move into the in-between state of the bardo of becoming. And to do that, you as the Chenrezig take the sound free and place a free in front of each eye and say the sound, free, free. Then in front of each nostril, free, free. Then at the opening of each ear, free, free. Then one in front of the mouth, free. And then for women practitioners, 3 he's, 3 frees to the 3 lower orifices. And for men, 2 free. Once you block these orifices, then come back to the free in your heart center and start the practice of consciousness transfers into the clear light of, of the universe, of everything. Being in a state of unity, you can visualize that as space itself or as the Buddha Amitabha, which is a symbol of that. Infinite application of light. Then when you can see the Shri in your heart center, sound the Shri and move up the central channel through your head and back towards the back of your head is a soft spot. Up through that orifice into the space above your head as just space, or and to the heart center of Amitabha Buddha, which has this symbol in his heart chakra. Read.
So you can choose either one.
Huh? You
Just
can choose just space or the symbol of the energy field of infinite light in space as the Dhyana Buddha Amitabha, which is a symbol of the mind of your root lama, your worldly teacher. So again, visualize the Shri in your heart center. The other Shri is blocking your orifices. Then say Shri. And as you say it, Shri. End with the sound E. And here you are in complete saturation of this energy field. Then say ah and bring your awareness, your consciousness back down into your heart center and again become the Shri symbol and feel it very securely there. Then again, transfer to this dimension. Shri. Then rest in this area for a few moments above your head. Then sound ah. Ah. Now your Chenrei Z, all orifices closed, with the Shri in your heart center. For the third time, Shri. Ah. Fourth time. Shri. Ah. It is advisable not to do this practice more than 7 times, so we'll do 3 more. If you're using the Amitabha, you're merged with the Shri in that Buddha's heart center as the symbol of the infinite light of space, your true nature, as awareness. Infinitely applied awareness. which is what you do in the Chenrezig Z practice. Again. Breathe. One more time. Breathe. And to finish the practice, gather the lights and the trees in front of your orifices. Start with the lower ones, bring those up into your heart center. The ones in front of the eyes, the ears, nose, and mouth, bring all those into your heart center. Then again, say one round of the Mani Padme Hum. So all sentient beings are now in the Buddha field of Amitabha as Chenrezig, with that Buddha above their head. Om Mani Padme Hum Gri, Om Mani Padme Hum Gri, Om Mani Padme Hum Gri, Om Mani Padme Hum Gri. Om Gri, Om Mani Padme Hum Gri, Om Mani Padme Om Gri, Om Mani Padme Hum 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 Gri, Om Mani Padme Om Mani Padme Hum Gri, Om Mani Padme Gri, Om Mani Padme Hum Gri, Om Gri, Om Mani Padme Hum Om Mani Padme Gri, Om Mani Padme Gri, Om Mani Padme Hum 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 Gri. Om Gri, Om Mani Padme Om Gri, Om Mani Padme Hum Gri, Om Mani Padme Hum Gri. Then you visualize, to finish the practice, all sentient beings filling the universe, all the spirits, this Chenrezig dissolving into you, all the animals on planets wherever they appear, this Chenrezig dissolving into you, all the humans, again, on any planet where they take birth, this Chenrezig dissolving into you. So these infinite sentient beings coming into you from every direction. Into you as the central symbol of Chenrezig. Then the Buddha Amitabha above your head comes down the central channel and sits in your heart chakra with the Shri in its heart chakra. Then you as the Chenrezig dissolve into the mantra in your heart, 6 syllables. And all the mantra sounds dissolve into the Shri and Amitabha's. Then Amitabha with the sound Shri disappears into the all-pervasive Dharmakaya. This universe as a bodhisattva training ground for human beings, sentient beings to become totally aware in their Buddha nature, their natural mind. No meditation. The light of infinite space is embedded in your thoughts, in the sensations of your physical body, and whatever arises in the world around you. In this relaxed state of awareness, simply be present. Open, clear, naked, and awake. The past is gone, the present hasn't happened yet. Relax. Be present. And aware of whatever arises. Then when you arise from the fulfillment state of the practice, you again become the deity. In post-meditation practice is to more and more see all beings as Shenrei-Z. In all your relationships and in all your dimensions of practice. This is the foundation of the 1,000 deities of Tibetan Buddhism. Their purpose is simply to establish and practice with mantra and visualization and the seed syllables a state of pure awareness in the present moment. Not being distracted by past events or future projections of any kind. And all sound, no matter its nature, natural sound, those produced by animals, humans, spirit, are the sound of the mantra of perfect awareness, Om Mani Padme Hum. And everything that appears that you can see or imagine is in the energy field of infinite light, in which there is no separation, no such thing as believing in an I or a soul or an entity separate from everything and everyone else. Once that disappears, that idea liberation appears as a non-judgmental state of awareness, complete with loving kindness and compassion or concern for the well-being of everyone and the environment, firmly established, and infinite trust in your teachers. And having practiced the Chenrezig in this way tonight with the consciousness transference, is very rare. And it is one of the 6 yogas of Tilopa and Naropa and of the lineage of Neguma and Sukhasiddhi. When you do the deity yoga, that's one of the 6 yogas. The other one is Tumo, Fire Mother practice. Then when you reach the sleeping stage at night, going to sleep in a state of clear awareness and being alert to do the practice in the dream state. Then the last 2 superior practices is this Poa with the ability to be relaxed as the elements dissolve one into the other as you approach leaving the the body at the moment of death of the body. And whichever one of these you accomplish, just the deity yoga or any of the other five, this powa is the easiest. If you do the Chenrei Z practice every day, you can establish the powa as part of the practice. But don't do the transference more than 7 times. And when you do the final 7th time, put a cross farsha at the opening of the Uma channel, which is the soft spot, 8 finger widths back from your hairline, if you have hair, towards the back of the head. And that runs down through the head, throat, heart, navel, to the perineum, to the sex chakra. There are many books or teachers that have commentaries on these practices. They're very helpful in assisting you with your meditation. I would like to show you how this develops. From the Mahayana into the Vajrayana, accomplishments of deity yoga. There comes a time when the practice awakens your awareness to the level of compassion for sentient beings, that all 1,000 deities become 1,000 arms. You have the 2 folded in prayer with the sun, lotus, and Vajra or Mala in the other hand. And then from that, more and more arms circling outward. This is the 1,000 deities of the Tantrayana tradition. And these 11 heads are 3 for the human world, 3 for the god and goddess realm, and 3 for the lower realm of the demon spirit. And they're always watching in those 3 realms with 1,000 arms, 1,000 applications of wisdom. Then this all becomes absolute power with the protector deity. In this case, we use excuse me. The symbol of the Chenrei Z in its most powerful aspect is called Mahakala. Then the Buddha Amitabha, or one of the other 5 Buddha energy fields, is the top head. So that altogether is 11 head, 1,000 armed Chenrei Z. Standing. And he has 5 colors of socks, which is the 5 elements, 6 kinds of jewelry, bodhisattva training. Over here, he has a bow and arrow, which means perfect focus in the present, and an 8-spoked wheel, which is the medicine Buddha, as everything that we are doing is to develop a state of healing physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual healing. And so the second practice tonight is going to be the medicine Buddha. Would you put this on the back of the chair? Yeah, you just drape it down over the back.
Oh, wait.
Huh?
You turn the chair around.
Oh, you don't have to. Good. Just like that. Now, the medicine Buddha is a symbol of what the 1,000 arms or forearm or any deity is doing as to the human condition of the emotional preoccupation with everything that they think they are, their storyline. And these emotional preoccupations come under the 5 Dhyana Buddhas as 5 states of conflicting energy: attachment, aversion, pride, jealousy, and ignorance. Then, besides those 5, you have three more spokes of conflict. One is caused by sentient beings who practice like sorcery or throw out curses or hexes. And that is the 6th spoke. The 7th spoke of protection is all those that practice religion with harmful motivation. And you can see that in the world today with all of the religious traditions, including many Buddhist traditions, for instance, in Sri Lanka and Burma, Myanmar. And this 8th spoke is any kind of harm from the world around you through the animals or through humans or through spirit, sentient beings wanting to interfere with your life force or your practice. So these 8 spokes are 8 energy fields. 5 of them are covered, the 5 conflicting emotions are covered by the 5 Dhyana Buddhas. And the Buddha Amitabha sits on an 8-petal lotus. You can only see 5 here. But this 8-petal lotus is these 5 protection applications of this practice. Anything else after that? So when you say the mantra of the medicine Buddha, which we're going to do right now, you're activating these 6 spokes. On 5 of them, you have the Buddha Amitabha, Aksabhaya, Vairocana, Ranasambhava, and Amitabha. On the other 3, you have Chenrezig and Manjushri and Vajrapani. And those all together are in the mantra of the medicine Buddha, which is Tadyatha, which means collecting all higher wisdom energy as states of higher intelligence. Then with that, that's Tadyatha. Then Om is the same Om we use in the breathing exercise, life support energy of the world around you entering into your physical situation. Then Bikanzi, Maha Bikanzi is three. Bikanzi means blue. So the home energy of the sky, the wisdom nature of the universe, the mother of perfect wisdom, affects your body. That's Bikanzi. And the second Bikanzi affects your mental process, how you think and how you sense things. Then the third Bikanzi is the intelligence of the mind accessing higher and higher states of intelligence through practice. So it's Tadyata, Om Bikanzi, Bikanzi, Maha Bikanzi. Razda is entering into the Dakini field of accomplishment of perfect health on all levels. Tadyata, Om Bikanzi, Bikanzi, Maha Bikanzi, Razda. Samungati means as a Buddha. Sam is clear light. Moon is Shakyamuni. Gati means higher, beyond, no ceiling, infinitely appropriate. And Soha, always expanding to the three worlds, the animal, human, and spirit world, in whichever way is appropriate to the individual tendencies of each and every sentient being. Tadyata Om Bikanzi, Bikanzi, Maha Bikanzi, Raja Samungati Soha. Tadyata Om Bikanzi, Bikanzi, Maha Bikanzi, Raja Samungati Soha. Tadyata Om Bikanzi, Bikanzi, Maha Bikanzi, Raja Samungati Soha. Tadyata Om Bikanzi, Bikanzi, Maha Bikanzi, Raja Samungati Soha. Tadyata Om Bikanzi, Bikanzi, Maha Bikanzi, Raja Samungati Soha. Tadyata Om Bikanzi, Bikanzi, Maha Bikanzi, Raja Samungati Soha. The seed syllable in the heart chakra is home. It's the same home we use with Om Home, and it's the same home of wisdom empowerment. And it's surrounded by the medicine Buddha mantra and a sphere of five-colored light in your heart center. Tadyata Om Bikanzi, Bikanzi, Om Bikanzi, Raja Samungati Soha. Tadyata Om Bikanzi, Bikanzi, Maha Bikanzi, Raja Samungati Soha. Tadyata Om Bikanzi, Bikanzi, Maha Bikanzi, Raja Samungati Soha. Tadyata Om Bikanzi, Bikanzi, Maha Bikanzi, Raja Samungati Soha. Tadyata Om Bikanzi, Bikanzi, Maha Bikanzi, Maha Raja Samungati Soha. I'm going to sound the medicine Buddha Dharani, which is the all-inclusive healing mantra that one would do for extreme circumstances. Om Namo Bhagavate Vaisajya Guru Vaidurya Prabha Prasadaya Tathagata Arhati Samya Buddha Vaya Tadyata Om Bikanzi, Bikanzi, Maha Bikanzi, Razda Samungati Soha. The translation is, we take refuge in this world honorably one, the king of lapis lazuli light, the medicine Buddha of pure blue radiance, one gone to higher states of suchness and intelligence, worthy of offerings, destroyer of demons, one of absolute universal enlightened awareness, all the wisdom energy present in the universe now, pure mind, the appropriate medicine, healing cure for any symptom or cause, great medicine king, the medicine Buddha, Vaisajya Guru. With you, with your practice, we cross this ocean of suffering, which permeates all of samsara and nirvana. Om Namo Bhagavate Vaisajya Guru Vaiduri Prabhava Rasanaya Tathagata Mohate Samaya Sampuraya Vajata Om Vikansi Vikansi Maha Vikansi Raja Samagate Sora Vajata Om Vikansi Vikansi Maha Vikansi Raja Samagate Sora Vajata Om Vikansi Vikansi Maha Vikansi Raja Samagate Sora Vajata Om Vikansi Vikansi Maha Vikansi Raja Samagate Sora Vajata Om Vikansi Vikansi Maha Vikansi Raja Samagate Sora Vajata Om Vikansi Vikansi Maha Vikansi Raja Samagate. In the medicine Buddha purify all the 8 conditions of suffering and the 5 realms of existence, the heavenly realms, the middle realm of animals and humans, and the lower realm of the deprived spirits and demonic spirits. So all of them now attain liberation in this, with this mantra and the sound Om. Then the medicine Buddha dissolves into the mantra in your heart center. Sajata Om Vikansi Vikansi Maha Vikansi Raja Samagati Soha. Then syllable by syllable, it all dissolves into the C syllable Om. And the blue Om expands to the totality of the Dharmakaya, the space of the entire universe. And you rest in that state of blue light. Nothing to add, nothing to take away. Clear, open, naked, with vivid awareness. And I'm going to read the dedication prayer. That by practicing this way, and by the power of these virtuous actions, and the love and kindness of my parents to me, and the teachings of bodhicitta by my lamas, and my commitment to all my Vajra sisters and brothers, and the connection between myself and all men and women, and offering all possessions, even those of beasts of burdens from which I take milk and yogurt to drink, and the animals whose flesh and blood I eat, to all of these without leaving a single one behind, may they all be quickly liberated into the blind, perfect state of Buddhahood, maturity in the human condition. Mewadi Nurdu Dao, Changa Champo Drug your name. Chowa Chinking Malu Ba, Jay Sawa Comparsho, Sanjay Kusum Nimpa Jim Ladam, Choni Megu Nimpa Jim Ladam, Bendu Miche Nimpa Jim Laki, Chita Gono Ju Parsho. By this virtue of having realized Mahamudra, may I quickly establish all beings without a single exception left out. I have the blessings of the three bodies of the Buddha being accomplished by the blessing of the truth of this Dharma being unchanging, and by the blessing of the wishes of the Sangha, that's us, being unwavering. May this dedication prayer be fulfilled. May all the lamas have long life, good health, happiness, and prosperity. May all their wishes be fulfilled. May all beings be happy, free of suffering, and established in states of bliss and equanimity. Yuchi Che, thank you. Mahalo, aloha, and tashi dele.
Juchi Che.